Come downstairs this morning, chunk up the fire, get it good and hot. We're gonna do a little breakfast cooking this morning on the wood stove. So now we gotta make the pancake batter. That Tipper's got some videos on this. This is the way I do it. It's a little different than hers, but it's just the way I know. So what that is just some all-purpose flour, a tablespoon of sugar, quarter of a cup of milk, or a cup and a quarter of milk, and an egg, and just beat all that together. Most people beat an egg prior to putting it in there. I'll just put it in there and kind of poke it around and get it broke up and then mix it in. Might be a little weird, but that's the way I do it. That's all there is to that. Now we're ready to go cook. It's going to take a while.
Looks like a delicious breakfast.
Maybe.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Cold morning, this is a perfect morning for it. I love the crispy edges around the pancakes.
Hang on a little shot, do you care?
No, I don't care.
I don't want to offend my lady here, but I've got to have a little more coffee.
Smells awful good.
That's coffee it is.
Matt said the, excuse me, the coffee was really better on the wood stove. Pancakes and bacon was awful good too.
It wasn't bad.
I've never cooked on a wood stove.
Well, y'all start.
You
I'll
have.
tell you right now, you got to be tough, I guess. I ain't tough at all because I'm whining about it. But them old ladies back in the day had to have been real tough because they cooked on them all the time, summer, winter, no matter what. And they got to be stouter than I am because I almost can't take this and it's cold.
Can you imagine canning on them in the summer?
Gosh,
No air conditioning, little tiny house, all closed in.
I am tougher people than I am.
There's a real art to it too when you think about it's not just like what Matt did. It's not, I mean, not that it's not, that's good too. Sorry, I'm not trying to throw off on you, but I'm thinking about like when they baked in the wood stoves, like making cakes and stuff, how you had to have your wood, you had to know how many sticks and how hot or how, I guess, not as hot you needed it to cook certain things. So there was a real art to that, real finesse figuring it out. So yeah, I wasn't throwing off on you. I wasn't trying to say.
Like it.
Well, I know it's hard. Just like you said, just like sitting over top of it, turning stuff and all that. You get so hot even in the winter, like down here, is you can barely stand it.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine, like Matt said, cooking for a big family. They had big families, so it'd be a lot of cooking.
If I'd have had to done that back then, I might have considered dragging that thing out in the yard and cooking on it.
Yeah, a lot of people did can out in the, like over a fire, but then just the way of our modern lives, and the same thing though back then was that standing over a wood stove, because you got to stand up, was much easier. A wood cook stove was much easier than getting down on the hearth where you just had. So a lot of people, I know Pap told me that once his family got their first wood stove, they just thought they were, really high on the hog then. Because before that, people, his mother had to cook over the fireplace. Yeah, so
probably they probably didn't have I don't know if they did or not, but they may not have had the irons and swing arms and all that stuff. They may have just had to shove it in the coals and stay with it and keep from burning it.
Yeah, and it takes longer and all those things. So yeah, we're really blessed to have the modern conveniences. But it's fun to do like this morning. Matt said he was going to cook me breakfast. That was really nice of him. It was tasty and good on this cold morning.
It's good to stay in practice even though we don't do it much.
It's been, excuse me, been bitter cold here, which it has been in lots of places, I know. Our snow that we had, what was that, 2 weeks ago now? Going on 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Still here in the backyard. Still got snow. Yeah. I think we're about to have a heat wave though.
Yeah, I think in the next few days it's going to be not as cold at night and warmer in the day, so that should get rid of it.
We are able to drive up and down the driveway in all cars. All of them's able to come up and down now, so that's good.
Yeah, we spent about 8 days if we wanted to go anywhere, we had to walk off the hill and walk back up. And going to get the mail and dragging it up with a sled and all that, sounds kind of cool, but it really ain't.
It gets old fast.
Yeah.
Normally when we get snow, it doesn't last long, and it's like in 3 days or something it's gone. But this year's just had this bitter cold, and we didn't get that big of a snow either.
No. It just got real cold behind it, and it kept it here.
Right. If we have a big snow, it does take always a little bit longer to melt off our driveway and back in behind the house, just because we're on the north side. But not normally this long. Not this long. So it did, that old saying did come true, it's laying around waiting for more, but the more that come was still just a skiff of snow. It wasn't much.
Just a little dab.
And then nothing since then. And so unbelievable though how much snow people really in the deep south got. Those, videos and pictures I've seen. A lot of you've sent me pictures, thank you. Just amazing, amazing. And a lot of the people in closer to us, not in the real deep south, but you got snow too, lots of people, so that was great. I know it's exciting. I'm sure there were some people didn't like it, but a lot of people like me really loved it. And when you don't have snow but once ever, I think somebody said it'd been 18 years or something, and where they were at, so when you don't have snow but once every 18 years, I guess it is really an exciting thing. So I'm still hoping for a big snow though before winter's over. A lot of the big snows we've had come in February. Of course, everybody wants to talk about the March, the blizzard, but the February, a lot of them come in February.
You remember me and you was dating, it come a big snow in May?
I do remember that.
I mean a big snow.
Yeah.
It didn't stay long.
No.
But it was, like the 6th of May or so.
And it
Because
felt
it was after my
fast
birthday.
and furious.
My birthday's on the May 1st, and I had never ever seen it snow. I'd seen it snow in April once or twice when I was young, but I'd never seen it snow after my birthday.
Pap told me one time him and his mother was working in the garden and it snowed and it come real fast. He said it was a cold morning already and they were working, and it come just really fast like that and covered the ground, and it didn't, like Matt said, it didn't last long. By the evening it had gone. It was just some kind of little strange something that happened, but he remembered they were working and it was already cold, but they were doing whatever they needed to do in the garden, and it snowed. I think he said it was in June.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Yeah. Just real short-lived, real cold snap. I'm glad I write about things on the Blind Pig and the Acorn, because then I can go back and read them, and if I know if it's something unusual. So there was, like in the last, I don't remember now if it's been 4 or 5 years, but maybe even longer than that, but a real cold day in July. Like it was really, really cold in the morning when we got up. It was strange. And I wrote about it. Of course, it wasn't just here. It was all throughout the southeast. Just a strange little, like for one day, cold, and not. I say cold. I'm not talking about the 30s, but really unusually cool for July.
Yeah, it's usually
Yeah.
already above 70 at daylight in that time of year here, and then it was like 50 something.
Yeah,
seems
it was
like
really strange, really cool, crisp. Yeah. So. Weather is strange for sure, but I'm still hoping for one big snow. I got to go sledding again now. Now I know how fun that deer sled is. Yeah, you tried to tell me about that too, didn't you?
I try to tell you lots of things, and
You do.
some things you take and some things you don't. I'm full of all kinds of information if you just open yourself up to it.
Earlier this morning I was saying something that I ought to do. Matt said, I told you that like 2 years ago. I'm like, did you really? He said, yes. I was like, oh, okay. Sorry. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm just now getting around to saying it.
You're quite welcome, dear.
Matt's enjoying his coffee. I'm just enjoying, I just got water, but I love my glass it's in. These were the glasses that Papa Tony and Miss Cindy had.
I drank out of them when I was a little boy.
When Matt was a little boy.
I hate them.
Why?
I just
How can you hate them? You hold on to them good, and they're just perfect.
I don't know. I didn't like them then.
I love them.
I don't like glasses that's got a
Bottom
platform on them. Like I like a snuff glass is what I like.
Yeah.
Just slick and plain.
We do drink out of a lot of jelly jars, but jelly glasses, like when you just buy store-bought jelly and it come like in a glass jar, and then you could use that for a drinking glass. I was telling some folks the other day about these glasses, though, just a story that I'd thought of. Something else reminded me. But when me and Matt was first married, Papa Tony's the one that still had them, and he said there's some dishes down there in the basement that was mine and Matt's mother's. You go down there and look at them if you want them, take them home with you. And so it was these, and it was and there's like the smaller version of it, and then there's like a dessert cup too that went with them. We've hardly ever used those over the years, but anyway. And then there was some of the dishes that had the wheat pattern. Remember those? There wasn't many of those, and some of them were really, really wore out, and then some of them looked like they'd never been used. It's strange, but anyway, I took them all home with me. And someone had got, for mine and Matt's wedding shower, they got us a nice set of glasses. Granny may have even got them. And they were kind of a greenish color, but they had like lines on the outside of them, just round like tumblers. I don't know, but they were glass. They were nice. But then I got these, and I was like, I would really rather have these than those. And so I was going to box them up and get rid of them or whatever. And then Paul said he wanted them, that he would take them. And he was like, why do you want those old ones when you could have these new ones? I'm like, I don't know. That's just me. I'd rather have the old. And which, of course, now that I'm, 30 years later, still drinking out of them, shows I made the right choice for me anyway. So I forgot the name of these, what they're called. I've known over the years, but there's also like a, what do you call that color we have? Like amber. A tan or amber color. And I've seen clear ones. I've got a few of the amber ones that once Miss Cindy realized I liked them, I think she got me those amber ones. But so I love, these are my favorite ones to drink out of. Now I know you don't like them. You've probably told me that before though, and I forgot.
You've never seen me drinking out of them, do you?
No.
Ain't nothing wrong with them. Something about that, I just don't. Not that it even matters. I reckon I'd drink out of a hat if I had to. But
yeah, that's true.
Usually when I reach in the cabinet to get a cup, it's not those.
It's the jelly jars.
Yeah.
Or jelly glasses.
Yep.
A few years ago we shared in a video, we got to go to our friend Josh's, I guess it was his grandfather's place, wasn't it? Like the antique store thing.
I can't remember.
And I bought some glasses there, several different. I think I got some jelly ones there, but I bought some nice like drinking glasses that Matt really liked, but I think there's exactly one of them left. Because when you drop them, or sometimes even putting them in the sink, they're just more fragile and they break. I think there's about one of those left. When you think about it, all our glasses are strange and like that. None of them match.
No, they're just mismatched. The whole cabinet is, there's probably 6 or 8 different types of them in there, and they're all just a jumble. Looks like a flea market in the cabinet. It's always been that way.
We had a Hamburglar glass that I don't remember where it come from. We drank out of it forever, and then it got broke. And then somebody bought me one for Christmas, Corey or Katie, and then it got broke. So we have a Coca-Cola one. Lots of snuff jars, like the little ones, lots of them. Some that, little ones like that jelly come in ages ago. They don't do that no more. But
one of the biggest reasons I like those little snuff glasses is because a bunch of them we dug out of the ground up here behind up above the house up in the woods, and it was some of her people's old dump from many years ago, and I just somehow or another I think that's cool.
Oh, it is. Great grandmothers, yeah, and probably mama's too. But yeah, I love that. Yeah, I have one that I use just for it's just a little narrow glass that I use to put mine and Matt's toothbrushes in, and in our bathroom, and it's got like I suppose that jelly or something coming in, but it's real delicate, and at the bottom of it it's got little lines, and then in between those it's got like a little flower. It's just glass. You can't, no colors or nothing. But that one come from a dump down the road. Me and Corey and Katie found it. I don't know, they were probably in middle school or something. And it was just so precious, and it wasn't broke. So lots of times you dig in places like that and everything's broken, but sometimes you find stuff that's not. Like all those snuff jars up here that we found were just sitting, just like somebody had set them down. There were 6 of them, just like 2 and 2 and 2. And I bet what happened is they set them down there in a bag or in a box or whatever, and then of course over the 40 years or more, 50 years, that all deteriorated and just left the glasses sitting there under the leaves.
Say it's a box.
Yeah, something like that. Or a poke.
Toe sack.
Toe sack, something, yeah. And then it just deteriorated. What you got on your agenda for the rest of the day?
I don't know.
I thought you said you was getting wood. I thought that's what you said.
I need to, but I don't want to. That might have to wait a day or so or two.
Well, it is supposed to be a little warmer.
Yeah, I think I spent too much time around this thing today and got warm and lazy.
Well, pancakes don't help. If you're like me and you eat pancakes, then it's like, I need to go take a nap. Pancakes do me like that.
I'll find something to do. Something besides napping. And being in my chair. Since I got scolded.
Did not get scolded. Matt's trying to tell the whole family that I scolded him for sitting in his chair, and I did not. But now it's become a family joke, so it's like, Dad, don't sit in your chair. Mom will say something. I was not telling you that. I was not scolding you. I was just saying that might be why you were feeling stiff. That's all, that you should get up and move.
Well, I move quite a bit.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I didn't say don't sit in your chair, and now y'all have turned it into a huge thing. Watch out, Dad, Mom's coming. Don't be sitting in your chair.
Well, if it wasn't a big thing, it wouldn't have got said.
No. I was trying to help you out. You were talking about how old you are and you're decrepit and all that. And I said, well, get up and move.
Okay.
You have to tell us if your family's like that. They tease me still about, well, we tease Matt. We tease each other. All of us do it. It's not just, they don't just do it to me. They don't single me out. But like one time, what is it about the grape or red y'all tease me about?
Something about that.
It was Corey being, was she sick or something? And it was I was trying to get her to tell me what kind of popsicle she wanted or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. And it was the grape or red. And I can't even remember. I just remember it was, y'all were yelling back and forth, and one of you couldn't understand the other. And you kept hollering grape or red. And it just was comical as it could be. And we still do. We still bring it up once in a while.
There's lots of them like that.
Yeah. And of course, I mean, we could single out Corey on all kinds of stuff with her little mispronunciations of sayings and words.
She comes by on us. She gets it from me.
Yeah.
She says laptop and style, bathroom style. Like,
that's just incorrect.
And she said that since she was a little girl. And back then I'd say, Corey, it's not style, it's stall. It's a stall, a bathroom stall. No, it's a style. And the laptop, I would say, we got them like a toy laptop, lap. I can't even say it now. She says it like that. Remember those? It was just like pretend when they were, I don't know, 10 years old or something like that. And from then on, that was her laptop. And she still calls it that.
It's funny.
Yeah, but I've got things like that I say that's funny. And of course, Granny and Pap did too. What was it that you and Paul got? You made Daddy mad one time, or not made him mad, but he got aggravated at y'all for laughing about him about the anesthesia or something.
Yeah.
He was trying to say, he was talking about antiseptic.
Yeah, and he called it anesthesia, and we got to laughing about it, and he never saw him mad hardly at all, ever. A couple of times, maybe. But he got a little irritated at us for that.
Because y'all wouldn't quit laughing. Y'all are just hysterical.
Yeah.
And he was trying to be serious, whatever he was telling about.
Yeah.
They said, Granny still says it, Clorox.
Clorox, yeah.
Plasket.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more. But I say stuff wrong all the time. And it's funny sometimes because I've done so many videos about language and, you know, how a lot of the things in Appalachia are unique and all that. And some of it, though, and a lot of it is we're just saying stuff wrong. But so many people do it that it becomes, it's just the common thing.
It gets accepted as
Yeah,
normal.
like okra. But I do smile. I get lots of comments, people correcting me and telling me like they don't think that I know that I'm saying it wrong, you know. And I'm like, you do realize that this is, I mean, I actually talk about language and how it's, I don't know. I did a whole video about that, though. I could link to that, some of the words we do. And then we change words, add stuff to the ends of them, and like fightingest and singingest, or change the, you know, winder, or I say winda, I do the at the end, but a lot of people say winder and yeller and feller and all those. Tater and mater. So it's interesting, but yeah, it's fun to tease each other in your family. At least in ours, it's a big part of who we are.
Yep.
You and Corey and Austin ate with us last night. What was it? You was aggravating Corey about something last night. I can't remember now what it was.
I can't either. I mean, we brought up the laptop and the style stuff again.
Oh,
but
did
something,
you? I didn't
but
hear
something,
that part.
something we were talking about right as they was leaving. She said something that wasn't exactly correct, and we all laughed, and then we just added that in with it.
Okay, I missed that part. I said good night. I'm going to take a bath and go to bed.
Yeah.
You was teasing her something else about telling her. I don't remember earlier about. I don't know what it was, but something funny. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, lots of teasing.
Yeah, I can't get nowhere. I can't remember because I spend too much time in my chair.
Oh gosh.
But I don't remember what it was last night, and that's sad because that's not that long ago.
I know, we'll think of it in a little bit. One of us will.
Mm-hmm.
Katie took the teasing to a new level at Christmas, so
Mm-hmm.
now Matt's challenged her for next Christmas. You already thinking of stuff?
Mm-hmm.
She's throw down the gauntlet.
Yep. Yep, I'm gonna try to outdo her. It's hard to do though. She's pretty witty, pretty slick,
She
pretty
is.
quick.
She is. Yeah. I can't never think of stuff like that to tease.
I do like it when I can get her though, which ain't often. But when you can really get the better of her, she'll admit it and just grit
Yeah.
her teeth and she, "You got me,"
Yeah.
and that makes it much fun.
Oh,
But it don't happen much.
I don't have a good sense of humor like Matt and Corey and Katie, so I don't even think about doing stuff like that. I'm too serious.
She's right.
Or y'all say I don't even have a sense of humor. I have the Wilson sense of humor.
You do, which is quite peculiar to those of us who have a normal sense of humor.
Yeah. Talking about Pap, I remember the first time when Ace Ventura first come out and you and Paul watching it. And y'all were, which Paul is the Wilson, but
Paul does have a good sense of
yeah,
humor.
but y'all were like literally had tears coming out of your eyes crying, and me and Daddy was going,
Yeah.
like just looking at it like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I mean, it was hysterically funny, and we just started laughing about it, and then me and Paul couldn't believe that y'all weren't laughing at all, and that kind of made it even funnier. Like, what, what's wrong with you? That's funny.
Yeah, it's just silly.
Mm-hmm. Got to be silly once in a while.
I know. Well, I guess we gotta clean up our pancake mess.
Mm-hmm.
Carry everything back upstairs.
Yeah.
Does this make you want to go camping?
Yeah, I'd like to go camping if we could ever get there.
I can't wait for the boys to be big enough to walk and go with us.
Yep. Get them in the woods and keep them there.
It'll be lots of fun.
Mhm.
Yeah. Little Woodrow would try to scoot along on his belly right now, wouldn't he?
Yep. He would.
Ira's trying to walk, but he can't yet. He takes a step or two and then falls back down.
He about got it.
About, yeah.
And then, life as we know it will change.
Yeah. And well, it already has.
It already
He's
has,
on
but
the
I mean,
move,
that's
but-
going to be even,
Yeah, he's going to be even quicker than he is now, but he can
Yeah.
go pretty good.
yeah.
He can go pretty good.
Yeah, he's already sort of a daredevil.
He doesn't crawl like normal babies. You probably seen kids that do this because I've seen other ones though. He don't put his knees down. He just has his hands and his feet, and he can fly.
He's like a spider.
Yeah,
just
he's
all
like a
over the
spider,
place.
just fast as he can go, but he
Yeah.
don't put his knees down. It's funny.
He's smart enough already, and he's figured out he can go faster if he does it that way.
Yeah. One of my friends, her granddaughter crawled like that too, and she said it's plumb strange looking. She said I was telling the little girl's mother, said I told my daughter, it's her daughter, that's just strange. That's kind of odd looking. And she said you ought to see her come down the hallway in the dark at night like that. Said it's creepy. She's just like really fast going down the hallway. He said it's plumb creepy, Mama.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, funny. So Corey crawled. Katie never did crawl. Katie like scooted on her belly. Pap called it the marine crawl. She pushed with one foot and just flat on her belly pushed herself. and then started walking. Went from that to walking. Corey crawled, but both of them were slow about crawling and walking. And Ira's been pretty fast.
Yep.
We kept a little boy, Alex, we've talked about him before, for so long, and he walked at 9 months. He was walking.
Remember that?
Yeah. Well, we're glad you stopped by to visit with us, and we hope you enjoyed seeing Matt cook me that delicious breakfast on the wood stove. It was very, very nice. And we're always glad when you stop by to help us celebrate Appalachia. Now, how's our thumbnail gonna be?
Last breakfast. How's that?
No. I'm always afraid if I push back in my chair I'll fall.
Yeah, I'm afraid you will too.
Well, you're doing it.
Yeah, but if I fall, I'll just be on the wood pile. You'll be back there behind the stove bleeding.